Address search. To search for an address, type it in the search box in the upper left of the screen. In this example, we will search for 1 East Bay Street. Note that the suggestions will now pop up as you type. Click on the address to zoom the map to it. If you click on the address a second time, once it is highlighted in blue, it will then show the property information box for the parcel that the address is within. Note that you may move this property information box out of the way to see the property underneath. Simply drag the box by the blue title bar on the top. Note that the text that is shown in blue is a hyperlink, such as links to the property record card, to the flood zone information, and the zoning information. For example, we will click the property record card here for 1 East Bay Street, and it will open in a new window a link to the Chatham County Board of Assessors page for this property in question. If you do not want to print the information, but simply to view it on a web page, click Cancel. You may then view all of the tax valuation information, as well as the building floor plan and the photo of the property if available. We also have a direct link to the navigation directions, which will open in Google Maps. And for example, if we click on the historic district, it will take you to the Metropolitan Planning Commission Historic Preservation Department page, with information about that. For example, if you clicked on the flood zone, it would give you information about the flood zone. Note that you may also search by owner name or by PIN or parcel ID number. For this next example, we will use Forsyth Park. It is actually owned by the Military Captains Association. And so if we start typing Military Captains Assoc, we will see this parcel information pop up in the suggestion under Search by Owner Name. And as we click it, of course it will go to Forsyth Park. And once we click it again, it will then display the property information again. We may also search for this by its PIN number. Every parcel has a unique parcel ID number. Note that PINs now have a new format as of July 2019. There are no dashes. Where there were dashes, there are now simply no dashes. They've simply been removed. There is still the middle space, though. In some PINs, there is a letter, and in this case, the letter takes the place of the space. However, in most PINs, there is a space. So, for example, in our example, it's 20044 space 12002 for Forsyth Park. For example, if we wanted to search for property owned by the Girl Scouts of America, we would also similarly type in and find under Search by Owner Name. And now we'll be linked to the Girl Scouts Historic Founders House. There is also a business or point of interest locator. For example, if we wanted to search for a business such as Wendy's, simply type it and then under the business finder, we can zoom to the Wendy's on Mall Boulevard. By default, all of these different locators are searched. For example, if we're searching for 110 East State Street, the address for the Metropolitan Planning Commission, where SAGIS is headquartered, it will search by address, by owner name, and in this case there is an East State Street LLC, as well as by the business and point of interest finder. Note that the result under search by address is the most accurate spatially. Search by address searches the SAGIS address database, also known as the MAD, the Master Address Database. These addresses are compiled by SAGIS, the City of Savannah, Chatham County, and the municipalities, and then organized and disseminated by SAGIS. However, the address may also come up in the Business and Point of Interest Finder. However, it will be less accurate. For example, if we search for 1 East Bay Street, under Search by Address, it puts the location right on the building at the U.S. Customs House. However, if we look at the result from the Business and Point of Interest locator, we will observe that it puts it out in the street. Not quite as accurate of a location. However, again, this locator is to find businesses or points of interest by name, and it will search in Chatham County and the immediately surrounding areas at the county boundary. You may click on one of these to search only by this locator. For example, let's say we wanted to search only by address. Now, when we type in 110 East State Street, we will get the result only from search by address. For best results, do not use ST or RD. Simply type in 1 eBay. Also note that if you have a direction in the name, such as East Bay Street or East State Street, you use the letter N, E, S, or W for north, east, south, or west. For example, 110 E State for 110 East State Street. Also note that the property address is not the address of the parcel necessarily. For example, if we look at the Oglethorpe Mall, we will observe that it is one large parcel, and it will have many addresses within it. For example, let's say we are searching for 7804 Abercorn, but we have a particular unit that we want to search. Again, as we begin typing, we will see suggestions. In this case, let's say we're looking for Unit 70. We will observe that it is located here in the mall. Again, the address for the overall property, which contains many addresses, perhaps dozens, is simply 7804 Abercorn Street. If you want to look for the specific unit, you can either start typing the address in the search box, or you can even start typing the unit number. Let's say we know it's number 7, it's either 70 or 72. Well, we'll do number 7, and now we see only results that match, that start with 7. And then as we zoom in and we zero in and we say, it's number 72, well, then it will narrow the suggested list to only the result that we actually want. And again, these suggestions that pop up will update automatically as you type. You may need to give it a second or two. And then we click it. But again, if we click it a second time, it will show information for the property that the address is within. And in this case, the property contains nearly the entire mall, which therefore contains perhaps a dozen or so different addresses of different units, and so forth. And again, this information is for the property itself. And as we can see, we can click a few more hyperlinks. For example, if we want to look at zoning, it will bring us to the zoning page at the Planning Commission that will contain city and county zoning information. And then when we click View Directions, it will open up Google Navigation, whereby on a mobile device you could simply click Directions and then begin navigating. And that's nice. You can click on County Commission District, and that link will take you to the commissioner for that district.